You have showed up every single day, you've shared the wins, the heartbreaks, your client results. You've stayed consistent even when it was really hard, but still, there are no leads in your DMs. Just a slow ache of watching your best posts go unseen. I feel you. And when nothing works, it's easy to think maybe I just need to run ads. Because everywhere you look, someone's shouting, we had a $50,000 month, we had a $100,000 month, and then you start to believe them. Here's what I tell all the coaches I work with. Yes, ads can help you, but if you're only relying on ads, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Because ads can sell, but they can't build trust. They can't create demand. They only amplify what's already working for you. And here's the truth no one tells you. If your content isn't already converting, ads won't save you. They're not magic. And you're doing what most coaches do, posting your heart out, hoping for leads, and then turning to ads when nothing seems to work. But that's the trap. According to Entrepreneur Headquarters, only 39% of coaches use Meta ads, and over 65% of them quit within 6 months because they don't see results. Why? Because their system was never built to convert in the first place. So before I ever work with any client, I tell them something that's hard to hear. Ads can only scale what already works. So if your offer isn't clear, if your message doesn't resonate, if your content is not building curiosity or trust, then pouring money into Meta ads is like fueling a broken engine. Let me put it this way, very simply. If you can't convert 200 followers, what makes you think that 2,000 followers will change anything? Let's take a real life example. A lifestyle coach spends $5,000 per month on Meta ads. His reels get views, his post gets liked, but he's still struggling because those views and those likes are not generating money for him. Here's the gap. He has views, but no trust. He has reach, but no connection. And without trust, people don't open their wallets, no matter how many times they see your face. So if ads aren't the answer, what is? Your organic foundation. That's what I help my clients build using a 3-part framework that's been working behind the scenes for years. It starts with a crystal clear identity, who you serve, what you solve, problem-focused content that speaks to your audience's pains, and messaging that resonates deeply with the right people. Because this is where the real shift happens. And it's why I created the CAST framework, a repeatable system that turns content into inbound leads without wasting a single dollar on ads. So you have to skip the ad shortcut and start building organically if you want to stay in the game for a long time. And this is where my secret framework comes into play. But before we dive in, quick question. How many of you actually have a clear system for your personal brand? Drop your answers in the comments below. If you ask me, I rely on a repeatable organic system that turns content into clients, and that's exactly what the CAST framework is. I've been using this process for the past 3 years to help coaches get inbound leads every week on Instagram and LinkedIn without spending a single cent on ads. Let me break it down for you. C stands for content that connects. Most coaches are putting out content every single day. Tips, quotes, Canva graphics, but no one's actually buying it because people don't connect to education until they feel it. So the first step in this framework is content that connects before it converts. But how do you differentiate between the type of content that connects and the type of content that gets away from the eyes? Instead of posting 5 ways to get clients, you need to post, here's the truth no one tells you, when you're still getting 3 likes and no leads. That's the kind of post that forces them to stop their car and read your posts. Personal brand strategist Denko is a brilliant example of this framework. He doesn't post generic informational quotes. He writes relatable ideas like, if you want to attract people to you, focus on your mission. People gravitate towards those who know what they want. That kind of content builds curiosity and connects deeply with the audience. And that's how he has built a huge audience of 1.6 million followers on Instagram alone. And his YouTube gained a massive number of over 37 million increase in views within just 2 years of posting content that actually connects with his target audience. Next comes attention for A, but not generic likes and views. I'm talking about focused attention on a specific pain point. While working in this industry, I've seen it multiple times that coaches who try to talk to everyone get ignored by everyone. Your content must point to one core problem over and over until it sticks. And when I say one core problem, I do not mean the type of post like you need clarity. I mean specific and targeted posts like you're stuck because your 1,000 offer is not valuable enough. When you repeat a strong, painful insight, you build mental real estate in your audience's mind, and that's how they start thinking of you as the coach who really knows their problem. This is exactly what creators like Alex Hormozi do so well. His content always zooms into the core pain point of his target audience, that is, struggling entrepreneurs or people who want to scale themselves. He doesn't try to please everyone, and that's why he's being trusted by over 8 million followers across different platforms. Third, you need to signal your value, but not by shouting your credentials, because no one cares about your certifications unless they feel that you understand them better than they understand themselves. Your value is shown through how clearly you understand their struggles, not by how many logos are on your site. So the best way to signal your value is by showing them the tiny signals. These signals will show in your bio, in your content tone, and your call to action. This is where the last letter T comes into play. T doesn't stand for trust, but trust that converts. It is the real currency in high-ticket sales. The coach who succeeds in building trust faster is the one who wins faster than any other on the line. But where does that trust come from, and how can you establish it? That comes from consistent, aligned behavior. Saying what you mean, posting consistently, answering DMs proactively, and making your audience feel safe, seen, and guided. A great example here is Justin Welch, who turned his LinkedIn content into a multi-million-dollar business without paid ads. His strategy is super simple: consistency plus clarity plus micro conversations. That's it. He shows up daily and he engages like a normal human being to build trust. Now you've got the framework, but how to use it to build a monetizable personal brand? Also, does this framework apply only to Instagram and LinkedIn, or can you use it for all social media platforms? Let's talk about this in a few minutes, but before that, I want you to subscribe to this channel as it helps me plan more content like this. Now, how do you use this framework to get potential leads across all different platforms? Every platform has different features, but people are same everywhere. They want to feel seen, helped, and guided. Whether you're on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Instagram, your job is to take someone from "who is this" to "I need to talk to them." And how do you do that? You do that by showing up consistently with content that speaks to their problem. You focus on one pain they're feeling. You drop signals that show that you understand them better than most, and you do this in a way that builds real trust. See, most people post content and hope for likes, but you need to do something different, not in a completely new way, but something that differentiates you from the crowd. And the first thing that you can do is to post with a plan to start conversations. Once you get people into your DMs, that's where the real game begins. Now let's break it down platform by platform, starting with Instagram first. Instagram is where you build emotion and energy. I mean, people don't come here to read 2,000 words blogs. They come here to feel something that's short, that's crispy, and that aligns with them. So your content needs to be visually sharp. Your content needs to be emotionally clear and quick to hit a set of audiences. Let's say you're a business coach helping fitness pros sell $2,000 programs. Using the CAS framework on Instagram might look like reels where you say things like, "This is why you're still stuck at the same pricing you started 5 years ago." All your posts drive towards one core point. For example, you're undercharging and you're overwhelmed. And then your content design is clean and premium. Your captions sound confident. You drop proof without bragging, like screenshots of DMs or simple client win stories. You reply to comments. You show your face. You talk on stories. You DM new followers with something helpful and not salesy. Before moving to the next platform, let me share an interesting fact to motivate you. Do you know that 70% of Instagram users follow at least one business account? But most of those business accounts or brands don't convert their content into clients because their content feels generic. When you use the CAS framework, you become the brand they follow and trust to fix their problem. Now let's jump on the next platform, which is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is less about shiny content and more about clear things. Here, your value comes from how well you can explain what people are feeling stuck in. Let's say you help career coaches get clients. Using CAS on LinkedIn could look like a post that says something like, "Your content problem isn't consistency. That's just a surface level excuse. Here's what's actually holding you back." You repeat a core message. Your calendar is empty because your message is not clear. Your headline clearly says who you help and how you help. Your featured post link to client wins or value pack downloads. And you comment on other coaches' posts. You tag people you've helped. You share behind the scenes. You share the breakdowns of how you've helped clients get results. Take Justin Welch as an example again. With over 747,000 followers, 1,000 plus inbound leads, and no ad spend, he is breaking records in the one-person business coaching industry. He posts clear, punchy lessons that build attention, that shows proof through sales breakdowns, and sells without being salesy. He built a $5 million business on LinkedIn with no ads. See, no matter the platform, Cast works because it mirrors how humans build trust. You show up, you speak their language, you prove your value, and you build a strong connection. This is how my clients start getting inbound DMs like, hey, I've been following your stuff for a while. Can we talk? This happens not after a huge number of followers, but after showing up with a clear system that turns followers into clients. So the crux is that you don't need ads, you don't need to dance on reels, and you don't need to spend 10 hours a day online. You just need to follow the framework, fix your broken system, and create content that forces your viewers to become your buyers. At this point, I know you have a question in mind. Maham, does this framework work for you? Yes. This framework gets me and my clients leads, and that too without using any ads. And there's a reason for this. It works because it matches how people make real decisions through trust, through connection, and through proof. So how do you actually use this? When someone sees your content online, they don't say, wow, let me book a call right now. Instead, they scroll. They might like it, they might follow you, but deep down, they're asking, can this person help me? That's a real question they need answered, and that's what the Cast framework does. Content starts the relationship. It gives them a reason to stop and pay attention. Most people think that they will start getting clients after 50 to 60 reels, carousels, or posts. Unfortunately, it does not work like that. You cannot build trust in such a short amount of time, especially in the online space where everyone is a stranger. Creating content organically is a long-term game. It takes time to show up, it takes time to prove your value, and it takes time to stay consistent. But once people start to trust you, the game changes. That's when leads come in, that's when clients reach out, that's when your content finally starts working for you. Attention means you don't jump all over the place. You're not talking about business one day and then morning routines the next day. That makes people feel like you're inside their head. Signal is what makes you look like someone they can rely on. If your content is messy, scattered, or unclear, people get confused. But when you sound clear, it sends a signal that this person knows something that others don't. Even small things like clean graphics, simple captions, and clear language make a big difference online. And trust is where leads come from. People buy from people they trust. When they see you show up every day, you answer comments, you give away free help, that's when they start thinking, I should message them. That's how my clients get leads without pitching, and it doesn't feel pushy at all. This framework works because it's based on how people feel, how people think, and how people decide. And I'll be very honest with you, it's not a hack, it's not some secret growth trick, it's simply human behavior structured in a way that brings results. If you've made it this far, here's what I want you to know. The reason your content isn't turning into clients isn't because you're not good enough. It's simply because no one ever showed you how to build a system that actually works. So here's your next step. Go back to your last 10 posts, ask yourself, does this post speak to one clear pain? Does it build trust? If not, don't worry. That's your starting line. You're just now getting the right map. Then start using the Cast framework in every post you write, every story you share, and every message you send. Building a personal brand that doesn't just get seen but actually converts. And you can do this too. And if you want to go deeper or feel like your brand needs help getting this right, just stick around. I'll be sharing some secret tips in the next one.